Oh, son, what's good, my boy? Most of my life has been spent around old people. A lot of the times during summers, whenever I was in school, I would choose to come up and spend time around older people in my family and inherently other older people. I'm talking like 60, 70, 80-year-old people. And I'd always enjoy listening to their stories. The way that some of them had with words, where they would just invoke all these emotions, and you just like sitting there on the edge of your seat waiting for it. It was so captivating to me. But now, at 20 years old, I realized that the best thing I learned from them was not the stories. In the past, I would have thought the best thing I'd learned from them was like, do this in life, don't do this. This is where I fucked up. This is where I made things better. This is lessons that you can learn from them, right? But it wasn't that at all. It was an observation I made because there were numerous old people that I spent my time around who have died. And the ones that are left that I still see day to day have just decayed more. They have more wrinkles. They have a harder time getting around than they did when I was a kid. They have fewer abilities to do things they used to love doing because of their limiting mobility. And again, like I said, some of them just expired and died. It's like it's like a banana. You ever get a thing of bananas when they're green, and within a week, you look over on the counter and they got all this brown all over them, and then you wait a couple more days and you can't eat them no more because they're all mush. Things decay. We all have an expiration date. And that was the biggest thing and the most important lesson I've learned firsthand through spending most of my time around older people. The wisdom is great, but the fact of the matter is, we will fucking die. We will die. There will come a time where you look in the mirror and you go like, huh, and you have all these, you can't even recognize yourself. You look at a picture of them when they were younger and you're like, oh wow. If it's a woman, you're like, damn, she was so beautiful at that. I would have never known because she looks completely, not trying to call them ugly, but they look completely different. Wow, you were like the most fucking handsome man back then. Just shit like that. We take our youth for granted. We really do, especially in this age. I see so many young men, and I don't like to virtue signal because I love the unique world I live in with all these different life paths. I like an Asmongold, even though I don't watch him. Asmongold, the guy who plays World of Warcraft and streams all day and has like built his whole identity on not leaving his bedroom, as much as I like the Lewis and Clark adventure type. I feel like both are good observations on the way we live. But there are many people living these certain life paths, whether it's these things pushed upon you by an influencer or pushed upon you by a gaming streamer, when inside, deep down, you have true desires that do not align with that lifestyle at all. For me, the longest I was fed this message by Andrew Tate and all these like hustle culture influencers that fed this fire in my belly of wanting to do something greater in this world. And they gave me my way out. My way out of this angst was money, women. I went down the women rabbit hole. I went down going on Tinder, fucking creating an algorithm of way I can message a woman like a fucking robot, get her over, go on a date, and then sleep with her. And it was all meaningless. I did it a numerous amount of times, and there was one last time where I was sitting there in the act, and I was in my head more than in the moment, and I was just like, what the fuck? I don't even want to be here. I was engaging in a desire that was not given to me by my heart. It was given to me and programmed into me by another person who is deemed to be respectable in society. Oh, Andrew Tate's so great. All these people are so great. They got us off our ass and got us in the gym. They got us doing this. Yeah, But they also got a lot of young men blinded chasing fucking vagina that they don't even want, chasing money that they don't even need, acquiring new responsibilities that entrap them in the chasing of money that they do not need. A lot of young men have a desire in their heart for creating something, some artistic vision, but they're sold this lie of, hey, all those hobbies, all those interests you have that are creative, you're not going to make money off of that. You're not going to make money off of that. Your parents told you can't make money off of that. But if you come and listen to me, buy my $50 course, do this, do that, change up your whole life and what you like doing, I promise you I can make you enough money, or you can do those things after you make the money. That is the biggest and most asinine thing I've ever heard. You're already engaging in things you do. Making music, playing music, making art, doing whatever the fuck you're doing that you enjoy. Hobbies, interests, so on and so forth. And some guy sells you this message a way out of things that are normal feelings for a young man to have by, oh wait, I can get you all this fucking money, and then after you get all the money you can do whatever you want, even though you're kind of already doing it. It's just bullshit. It really is just bullshit, dog. I want to truly give an example to highlight the point I'm trying to make. Say I like oil painting, or I'm like this little artist type person. I want to break out. I want to make some guitar, folk music. I want to be big, but I also just love the act of the way I go into a flow state when I'm playing that guitar and belting out the chords. And it just feels so zen and so this is what I should be doing. I love that. But it doesn't pay the bills. It doesn't buy me a Lamborghini. It doesn't buy me the validation of, here, Mom, you can have $5,000. I'm a big shot now. I'm a fucking big shot. Here's $1,000. All my friends that I used to know, hey, I'm a fucking big shot and I'm better than you now. Oh, I get to sleep with a woman who I don't give a fuck about and has the attraction to me as a wet sponge. The only positive thing I get out of her is vagina, but she's so hot that everyone thinks I'm the man. And then you slowly forget about that guitar. You slowly forget about that canvas you once painted on and loved. You slowly forget about those hobbies and interests, and you become a rat in the race. There are rats that lead the herd. In my opinion, I don't believe that Andrew Tate is necessarily a rat in the fucking rat race. I feel like he's outside of it, and he's good at entrapping certain young men to keep his fucking money flow coming in. I used to respect him, and I like him, and to some degree I do. Good amount of these hustle culture influencers. But they take and they prey upon this desperate angst of young men who could just be living a simple life, and they instill all of these things these desires that are not original to those young men. And a lot of it comes from this right here. A lot of it comes from, instead of just looking at the wall and being comfortable with yourself, being alone, it comes from playing this comparison game of what this man has and what that man has. And it's just bullshit, dog. I've had these feelings for a while, but I've stamped the fire of them out by being like, no, dude, you do need the money. The money will be useful. It'll solve all your money problems. And yeah, that's true. But I feel like, for me and a lot of young men, it's a lot more fulfilling to go the starving artist route, doing things you love doing, saying fuck the opinions of all the other people, and then if it works out for you monetarily, so be it. There's a story I want to tell you about this band. I forgot the name of it, but we'll just call it Anvil or something like that. I think that's what it is. The story of Anvil. There's this rock band back in the 80s. They came up playing music with Guns N' Roses and all these things, and then they just fell off completely. But guess what? Those men back in their 20s who had a little bit of fame and then it fell off never gave up of their dream of being a Guns N' Roses, being at the top. And guess what they did? They worked in fucking grocery stores slicing deli meat until one day when they were like 55, 60 years old. Somebody made a documentary about them, and all of a sudden they're like touring countries and like they got the fame they wanted. It took them that long. They were a starving artist for that long. But I guarantee you they tasted no sweeter fruit than that of what happened to them in their 50s. They tasted no sweeter fruit than the progression built up on. You know what? It's the masculine thing to do. These people push this masculinity. But they push you into slavery. A slave isn't masculine. A slave is demasculinized. A slave does not have his own free will. A lot of these entrepreneur crypto bros do not have their own free will. They're forcing it too hard. Because money that you force to come to you, it also implements responsibilities you don't need. I look up to a lot of men who live a simpler lifestyle but still make a lot of money. I've known carpenters. I'm a general contractor and I build homes for people, and I'll do little things on the side here and there. I've met contractors who will make $500,000 off of one job that will last 2 or 3 months, and they don't have big extravagant lifestyles. They just keep that money for if they feel like they want to just like take a break and do something or whatever, they'll do it. But they do some work that they love doing. These carpenters love their fucking job. It's like they're being an artist. It's art to them. Working with your hands, crafting a house with your hands. It's art to them. But whenever I see a young man spending all of his time on a fucking computer trying to like find the algorithm for a crypto coin, it's just sad to me. You're wasting your youth. Going back to these older people, what did they have that a lot of the young men nowadays don't have, the happy ones I see? They had a wonderful childhood, a wonderful youth. They spent it doing things that they truly wanted, within discipline, within aligned goals. They spent this time going after their hopes and their dreams, but also having a little fun here and there. They weren't just like, I gotta sell this crypto coin, fuck everybody, fuck all my relationships, I gotta make this millions, then they'll like me, no. They just went with the flow, and they also flowed towards their fucking goals, which is a very possible thing you can do. And the main thing, though, is you really, as much as I've harped in this video on desires and shit like that, it all comes down to you're going to die. There will come a time where not even your death, people around you will die, all the ones you love will start dying, but you'll look in the mirror and you won't have that youthful energy. You'll have wrinkles all on your face. You'll have saggy tits like Arnold Schwarzenegger does now. The most fucking built man, the most acclaimed body in the world is like a potato now. That happens to everybody. We all decay. That is just the fundamental thing of life. It's absurd, it's hard to contemplate, so on and so forth, but it is the reality. And with that reality, that you only have one life, and it will expire, do what you love. Do what you want to do. Don't do things influenced by another fucking man's opinion, because that is the least masculine thing you can do. You must find your purpose, which will be ever changing through your life, and pursue that, whether it makes you a millionaire or not. And that is where your fulfillment will come. Take on less responsibilities than you need, so you don't need to supplement with a shit ton of money acquired from something you don't want to be doing. And live a simple life and go towards your goals and your ambitions. And be realistic. Be realistic with things. So, if you understood this message, like, comment, subscribe, whatever queer things YouTubers say. Chase paper, enjoy nature, and have a great day, my boy.